Here's a sneak peek of our episode.
Queres traduzir isto por nossos ouvintes que não falar português?
It's mostly a struggle. No.
Yeah. European Portuguese to me is a different language than Brazilian Portuguese.
It's like cut in half, and then it's like said fast, and it's like, shh.
Because I was like, oh, I will learn the whole language in 3 months. Do you speak Portuguese? Tell this.
Because I will not be that person that lives in a country and not speak the language.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Because learning a language is kind of like they say, it's kind of like building a muscle.
It is.
But it is true.
Have you ever had a hilarious or embarrassing misunderstanding because of your Portuguese? And what did it teach you? Welcome to From Lisbon with Love, a podcast about real stories of love, laughter, and life in Lisbon from women who have left it all behind.
The podcast where we share real stories about moving to Lisbon, starting over, and figuring life out along the way.
We talk love, dating, friendships, breakups, healing, growing, all of it.
Basically, the stuff we usually talk about over coffee or vino.
If you're thinking about moving abroad, already here, or just love honest conversations with heart, you're in the right place.
This is From Lisbon with Love. There we go. Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm Anna Sherina.
And I'm April Betts.
And this is From Lisbon with Love. Eu estou um pouco nervoso porque eu vou fazer a introdução deste episódio em português. Hoje temos episódio muito especial porque nós vamos falar sobre aprender a língua português.
Muito bom!
Muito bom, obrigada. April?
Sim.
Queres traduzir isto por nossos ouvintes que não falar português? Blackout. Compreendes o que eu digo?
Compreendo un po'.
Um pouco?
Un poco.
Sim, ok.
Diga.
Repetir?
Sim.
Ok.
Devagar.
Devagar. Mais devagar.
Mais devagar, por favor.
Ok. Queres traduzir isto
Ok.
por nossos ouvintes que não falar português? April precisa de estudar mais.
Sim. Sim.
That you know.
Sim.
But actually we didn't practice the intro and the outro together. It's just, I said to her, it's a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
So also,
it was a surprise.
She didn't get any time to kind of like...
Yeah. I didn't know the word traducir. What does that mean?
It's translate. Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Translate.
So I ask you to translate what I've said for the people that don't speak Portuguese, like the intro.
Oh, the intro. Oh, okay.
But
yeah.
maybe you didn't understand that also. So
I understood a little
right?
bit, yeah.
I tried to say it slow.
Uh-huh.
And I don't have the Portuguese accent, so I feel like that helps most foreigners,
It does.
right? To
It
understand.
Really does. Okay, that was good. I'm so that's amazing. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Look at Anna.
Thank you, guys. Well,
That's
I can also
awesome.
translate it. For the people that don't understand Portuguese, I said that I was a bit nervous to do the intro because I was doing it in Portuguese, of course. And then I said that this episode of today is very special because we're going to talk about our Portuguese learning journey, which is very crazy, honestly. And that's what we're gonna talk about in this episode. And I think if you're also studying Portuguese, then you should definitely listen, because it's gonna be like super recognizable for you, probably.
Yes, and then also too for anyone who's learning another language, who also moved to a different country that speaks a different language, just the journey of learning another language.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also Portuguese people, because you can laugh at us, so
Yes!
it's fun.
Because we will probably say it all wrong, though.
Maybe
Well, not all wrong, but just like pronouncing
the pronunciation.
Yeah.
That definitely.
I will probably be pronouncing it very American. So get ready.
But it's so funny that some accents just don't immediately work in another language, you know? And some do, because I feel like with some accents, you like it's very beneficial for example, for Portuguese.
Yeah.
So it's funny.
Yeah. Okay, should we get into it?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. First question.
Yes.
What was your first impression? What was your first impression of the Portuguese language? Do you still remember when it was and how?
Okay, so my first impression of the Portuguese language was, I think when I first heard it, it kind of reminded me a little bit of a mixture of Spanish, Italian, and French. From my ears, that's what it sounded like to me. And I had already started, I studied Spanish in school for like 5 years. And then I started to study Italian. And then I was like, I'm not gonna learn another language. Like I don't want to. So it's so funny that I ended up moving here to Portugal, because I'm like, now I have to learn.
Yeah, now you have to.
So I will say this, that Portuguese will be the first language that I will speak 100% fluently.
Ooh, cheers to that.
Yes. Because I will not be that person that lives in a country and not speak the language. So.
Yeah. But how much time do you think it will take you?
It might take a couple years.
To get like fluent.
Yeah. And now I'm actually focusing more on it, because I realized like the first year that I was here, it went by so fast.
Yeah, that's true.
And I was like, wait a minute, I've been here a year and I don't even speak the language.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I got to get into high gear.
Yeah. So, and we should get a Portuguese man to practice daily.
I don't know about that,
I'm
but
joking.
we'll see. What about for you? What was your first impression?
I think for me, like when it comes to the sound, it was really different than what I was expecting, but also different than what I've heard so far, because a lot of people think that, for example, like Spanish and Portuguese is very similar, but the sound is so different.
Yeah.
So for me, like Portuguese sounds kind of harsh, and also with all the different accents, and I feel like they use a lot of the sh here, especially like European Portuguese. Yeah. So to me, it sounded more like some type of Russian or something, like very harsh. How it sounded to my ears. Yeah.
Okay, I do have to say this. The first Portuguese that I actually heard was Brazilian Portuguese.
Okay, yeah.
And that sounds more closely to Spanish to me, because I was actually able to understand them more.
Yeah, the accent.
So I didn't actually hear Portuguese until I came here to visit a couple years ago. So, but yeah, when I heard Portuguese, it sounded Russian.
It's another language to me. Like European Portuguese to me is a different language than Brazilian Portuguese.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But it
for me it really is.
Really.
Because everything is like like taken, it's like cut in half, and then it's like said fast, and it's like shh.
Good summary. It's true though.
Yeah.
But then I feel like, on the other hand, with Brazilian Portuguese, it has a difficulty in another way because they use. I feel like when I hear Brazilian Portuguese, it sounds like a song to me. It's kind of like a melody.
Yeah.
So I get very distracted by that also. And they have like, instead of dia, they say like gia.
Gia, yeah.
And I feel like the j sound is like so not familiar to me in my language. So I feel like the g sound in the middle of a word or a sentence is very hard for me to pronounce.
Do you,
also.
in Dutch, you don't pronounce, there's no G, or is there a G?
There's no G.
There's no G's at all.
No, we have the
Oh, Jesus.
You know, right? The G.
That's the G in Dutch.
It's
Gotcha.
So it's different from the G.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have a word with G, actually. I'm thinking while you said this to me.
Yeah.
I think the closest would be like DJ. No, that's not even
It's a J.
Yeah, that's not making sense. But also DJ is not a Dutch word, so let me think. G. No, I don't think we have that. So for me, it's like bom dia. It's like
but
G.
it's so true. Like the Brazilian Portuguese, it's very sing-songy.
Yeah,
and it's more relaxed and laid back, so you can kind of understand what they're saying. Well, for me, coming from a Spanish,
that makes
mindset,
sense.
it's easier for me to understand the Brazilians than the Portuguese.
I understand.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
But that's good though.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's get on to the next one.
Yeah.
Did you already experience with speaking other languages that could be helpful with you learning Portuguese?
Well, not really. I mean, I had French in school, and they say that French can be helpful for Portuguese. But I dropped French because the grammar was too difficult for me.
Yeah.
And then I switched to German. Because German is quite easy for Dutch people.
So, quick question. Dutch and German, is it similar grammar structure as English?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it would be easier for us both to learn German than to learn Portuguese.
But you did send me this video of the people speaking Dutch, but in an English way, or English in a Dutch way. And I was like, what the fuck? Do you remember you sending me that video? It was like they were saying, just talking on the phone with a friend or something, and they're like, they were speaking like Dutch, but they're speaking English in the way that Dutch people speak. And it was hilarious because I was like, what? This is how you talk?
But that's really like the Dutch accent without like a practice. It sounds like that. And I still have a Dutch accent. So imagine like, when you don't speak English regularly, people really sound like that. If you would ever visit, you would hear people talk like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny.
If I find it, I'll post it in the...
Yeah, and we can put it in the description
it's hilarious,
also.
Yeah.
The link to the video.
Okay.
It's still on there, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I learned a little bit of German in school and also a little bit of French. But then the French I dropped, and the German I don't really... I mean, because it's so similar to Dutch, I mean, I can order like something in German.
Yeah.
But that's without practice. It's not like I still learn that language or anything. It's just from like school knowledge.
Yeah. So you were coming into Portuguese like with like a zero.
Literally. Like with Dutch and English.
Yeah.
So basically like... starting from scratch, like you said.
Yeah.
And how is it for you? Because you said that you also know Spanish, right?
Yeah. Luckily, I studied Spanish, like I said, in school for 5 years, and I got pretty close to being fluent, but not fully. Actually, that was the first time that I actually wanted to come to Europe, because I actually wanted to come to Spain to study abroad to become fluent. But at the time, I was actually planning on going to medical school, and I wasn't, if I had studied abroad, I wouldn't have been able to finish school on time. So I was like, no. And then of course I changed my mind and I didn't go to medical school anyway, but I ended up coming abroad anyway. But that actually really helped, because some of the Portuguese words are the same in Spanish as they are in Portuguese. And I think that's another reason why, too, that I kind of like have slacked a little bit on learning the language.
Because you thought it was easy.
Because I'm like, oh, that's just like Spanish. Like, oh, that's just like Spanish. But sometimes I get in a position where I'm always, when I want to speak, I immediately go to Spanish. And then sometimes an Italian word will come through. And then I'm just like, I'm saying this all wrong. And then I just stop and I just don't say anything. So I kind of get like stuck.
Yeah, and also the pronouns is different, right?
Yeah.
Although it might be the same word.
Yeah.
It's different in Portuguese still,
the
right?
way you pronounce it. Yeah. So it could be the same word, but you pronounce it differently.
Yeah. Well, I think it can be really helpful because we have also Spanish-speaking friends that have learned Portuguese. And I think what's very beneficial is that they know already a lot about the grammar. And also they have kind of like an accent that works better in Portuguese than what we have, you know?
Because actually I met this woman, she's from Cuba, and she was speaking Portuguese, and I was like, wait, why do I understand what she's saying? I'm like, wait, is she speaking Spanish or Portuguese?
Because of her accent.
Because of her accent. I was like, wait, where are you from? Because I can understand what you're saying. And she's like, oh, I'm from Cuba. I'm like, that's why I can understand you. Because she didn't have the harsh Portuguese accent where it was just like...
You should practice with Kata, our friend. She has a Colombian accent, so...
Yeah.
Maybe it helps also. Would be interesting, right? To try that out. I don't know if it would help me because
know.
I don't speak Spanish, so probably it would make it more difficult for me, but maybe for you it would make it easier.
Yeah.
Just to practice, I don't know.
But I got super excited one time when I was here and I was like, the word poso, like poso, like can I? I'm like, oh my God, that's Italian. I told you how it all mixes.
Yeah.
So it's got the Spanish, it's got the Italian. I'm sure there's some French words mixed in there.
They also do.
But I was like, oh, I know that word. I was like, okay, let me.
That's amazing. Yeah, because I also heard that Italian speakers, they kind of have like also benefit from that when they learn Portuguese. So it all makes sense. But
so it's like I went a roundabout way to come to the language that I'm going to speak fluently.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But at least you have some kind of like knowledge, right? So you're not really starting from scratch, maybe with the pronunciation. Yeah, but
the pronunciation for sure.
The words knowledge.
But I could just probably speak Portuguese like
Portugal.
Like I hear like when people speak when Americans try and speak Spanish, it's so funny because they'll be like, "Por qué no?" I feel like I'm going to be that person speaking Portuguese.
Literally, but I mean, we all have our accents. And for you, of course, because English is your mother language, you don't have it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have my Dutch accent in English and you will have your American accent in Portuguese.
Yeah.
That's just how it works.
As long as they can understand me, that's all that matters. Yes.
I agree. All right. Ooh, I like this one. How and when did your learning journey start? And how do you practice Portuguese in daily life? / what ways do you use to learn? Long question. You can just start with how did the learning journey start?
So the learning journey started a little bit before I actually came to Portugal to live. Because I didn't do anything when I came to visit. I just like bought a ticket and showed up.
Yeah.
But I did start like on YouTube and I found some different creators that were doing the Portuguese, but I didn't really put that much time into it. And then when I came here, it was really me just trying to adjust to Portugal and living in Europe. And just, I feel like, to be honest, it literally took me a year just to adjust and like get into a rhythm and a speed that I had when I was in California. And I just realized that recently because now I feel like I'm like, okay, I have like a thing that I'm doing. Because at first I was like literally all over the place. I was like, I felt a little lost in a way. And I was just like trying to figure my way here and like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And I think that kind of held me back from learning because I was like, I don't know, there was just like so much happening and I just didn't put much energy into it.
Makes sense.
But now I am using this Pimsleur app, and I actually used them when I did when I studied Italian, because the first time I went to Italy, I knew that they didn't speak English, so I was like, okay, well, I need to know how to get around. So I actually started studying months before I went, because I actually went for a month by myself. And I was like, I'm going to need to be able to get around. I don't have anyone else to count on. So I literally signed up with the Pimsleur company. And then I was like just listening to all of their little things. And then I was like, felt like I was ready to go when I went to Italy. And it actually worked. And I was able to get around and do all this stuff. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just try that again when I when I'm trying to learn Portuguese. So yeah, that's what I'm currently using right now.
Oh, that's interesting.
And they've kind of like updated it to where they have like these flashcards, and then they have like these like you can do reading and writing and all this. So it's like one episode is like 30 minutes, but then they have all these other things that you can do to like make sure that you remember it.
Oh, it's kind of a lesson.
It's
right?
a lesson
that you get. So it's not the same as Duolingo.
No, it's like a lesson.
Okay.
And it's like real world in the sense of like they put you in a situation of where you might be. And then how to communicate if like something happens.
But do they decide your order from the lessons, or can you just choose whatever you want to learn?
Well, they start, I think they have like I think the first lesson that I'm on, I think it goes from like 1 to like maybe 30 or 40 lessons. Okay. And each one is like 30 minutes.
Do they update, or it's just that's it? What's on the app?
Oh, I don't know.
This is not sponsored, by the way.
No.
I don't know anything about this app. I'm just asking April how it's working.
Maybe they do, because when I did it before, it was like old school where they had like the CDs.
Oh, yeah.
That's how long ago that was.
True.
But now I'm sure because it's in the app, they probably do update it.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah, because it would be cool if they have like a new lesson every week or whatever. So
I mean, they have, I think they already have the lessons.
Oh.
Already.
Okay.
Maybe if they update stuff on the back end, I don't know. But I think they already have the lessons. Okay. And then you just go through them, and then you go from like lesson 1, and that has like a bunch of lessons, and then you go to lesson 2, and I think you just keep going.
How far are you?
I'm in lesson 1. But lesson 1 has like 40 episodes.
Huh? 40 episodes? And they are
like 40 lessons in lesson.
But they are 30 minutes
30
each?
minutes each.
So you have like 1,200 minutes.
Sure. So I think I'm on like lesson 14.
Oh.
Out of maybe, I don't really know.
So it's kind of chapter 1.
It's like chapter, I'm like chapter 14 right now.
Oh, okay.
In lesson 1.
Right.
And then lesson 2 is like
that
more
sounds better. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about
interesting.
What about for you? What was the original question?
It's like how did you learn it in daily life, and how do you practice? Okay. So you use the app.
I use the app.
Okay.
And then I try and practice when I go out.
Right.
Especially with new words that I find. I'm like, oh, I like that. Like talvez.
Oh yeah, that's maybe, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was like, I found that, I heard that word. I was like, oh, talvez. That's like when I find a word, I'm like, talvez.
That's
but
fun.
then I don't know anything else.
Yeah, you have to kind of make a whole context about it. So then sometimes it's hard, because sometimes you want to say something, but you're missing one word. And sometimes when I'm in line somewhere, or I'm waiting or on the bus or anything, and I know that I'm gonna have a like little Portuguese conversation, I'm like, okay, let me Google just that one word.
Yeah.
And sometimes the word that you're Googling, it's not the word that's right for the context, for the sentence, but still like you have to make it work, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't really, sometimes you kind of have to improvise. So.
Yes, you do. You have to, like in the States, we would call it Spanglish, when people would speak Spanish and English mixed together. Yeah. So I feel like for Portuguese, it would be like Portlingish, or How
I
would
don't
you?
know. I only
I'll
know
make up a
Portugnol,
term.
but
I'll make up a term like mixing Portuguese and English together.
yeah,
Portinglish.
Portuguese.
Portinglés. Ooh, I like that.
Portuguese.
Portinglés. Speaking some Portinglés.
Nice. I like that too.
Oh, you have to answer the question. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how did it start? I remember I started Duolingo already before I moved, because I also wanted to, when I found my apartment, I wanted to email and speak with the realtor a little bit in Portuguese. I mean, not everything, because I still needed to use a lot of Google Translate because it was too difficult, but just the basic things. And I remember when maybe I will share a full story about how I found my apartment. We still didn't do that, but it's a crazy story. So maybe I'll save that for another episode. But I remember that I was on FaceTime and then I spoke a little bit to the landlord in Portuguese, just simple things. But I was like, maybe it will get me kind of like some bonus points or whatever. It's just like showing that you're doing an effort.
Yeah.
So that's what I did in the beginning. But I remember once I actually moved here, it was like you said, it was like settling in and getting a new routine. And also, I think I learned that Portuguese was actually not that easy as I expected, because I was like, oh, I will learn the whole language in 3 months. I was very optimistic, and that's probably because I've never really fully learned another language than English, but English is so easy for Dutch speakers, and in general I think English is not that hard. So that was kind of my reference. So I was like, oh, Portuguese, gonna do that also in 3 months. But once I got here and I heard people like speak on the streets and stuff, I got super demotivated, because I was like, how am I ever supposed to understand this? And also with like moving in and creating a routine and everything, I also kind of slipped out of the whole learning part. And I think it's also kind of a mental thing, because you really need to focus on the small wins and not make it like because if I think about what I don't know yet, it's a lot, but you have to always like look on what you already know. And I think in the beginning I really struggled with that, because I wasn't really feeling that good in my skin anyway. So it's like you kind of everything needs to be like in order for you to learn the language. You have to also feel good, and like, you know, everything in your life needs to be
in balance,
to keep yourself motivated. So I also slipped out for a while, I would say, and I think from this year I set myself a goal that I wanted to read like a Portuguese book. Very ambitious.
That's good.
But then in the beginning of the year I was still like, well, that's my goal for the end of the year, so I can still like chill. And I did do Duolingo and stuff. But then like from this year I started more serious also with like listening to podcasts to learn Portuguese, and also listening to a Portuguese podcast. It's not for learning, but just like topics like we speak about, for example, to just get more used to the language. Because for me, I feel like I really need silence also to practice, because if I'm in a crowded place or in a cafe and people talk to each other, it's really hard still to get like the context and everything. So I like to do that at home. But then at home, there's always something else to do. It's always you have to work, you have to clean, you have to go for groceries. There's always something.
I know.
So it's like, okay, now I'm really gonna sit, get my coffee, get my notebook, take my pen, listen, and write. So I feel like from the last months, I've been really dedicated to it. And I still do Duolingo, but that's more to kind of like get to know some more words and stuff, because it's in Brazilian Portuguese.
That's what I was just about to say. Isn't Duolingo in Brazilian Portuguese? Yeah.
But I feel like it's also good for me to kind of like keep that going, because like I said, for me, it's 2 different languages. So I feel like if I would learn European Portuguese, and there's a lot of Brazilians here also. So you also want to kind of like keep that going. So I just use that on the side to kind of like expand my vocabulary. And then the Portuguese podcast is like European Portuguese, because that's what I want to speak, because I'm in Portugal. So so that's how it is going now. So it's Duolingo podcast. And I also started reading, because I said the goal was to read a book, but I have like a children's book. It's actually not that easy, because it's for the age of around 10 to 12 years old. So it's already quite advanced.
I have a question. When you're reading the book, do you like go to Google to like translate some of the words that you don't understand?
Yeah, I try always to read the page first, and then see if I can get like a context. And they also have sometimes some pictures, so that also helps a bit to see what's going on. And I also try to read it out loud, because that also sometimes helps, and it helps with the pronouns, because I listen to that Portuguese podcast, so I feel like I can correct myself when it's not sounding European Portuguese. I notice when it's not, so I just try to do it again and again and again. And then I just get my phone and then translate. But then it's not really that nice feeling of reading a book, you know? It's kind of, it's still nice to read, but it's still studying.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to get your phone there, and you have to Google, and you have your pen and your notebook. So it's still like a whole process. And that's sometimes hard.
I mean, learning a language is a struggle, guys. But if you put the effort into it, eventually you get there. It's just like with anything. It's just like as a baby, like learning to walk or learning to speak, or just like learning a kid learning whatever language his parents are speaking. It's like they just absorb everything. It's like you have to get back to that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and the only thing that is not really helping is that we're like not 20 anymore, because apparently it's easier to learn a language when you're younger. So
yeah, that's true. But I choose not to believe that, and I will believe that I will learn the language very quickly.
We will. Eventually, we will. Yeah. Right? Alrighty.
Who's next? Is it me or you?
I think it's you.
Oh, okay. Okay. What do you struggle most with when it comes to the Portuguese language, and what do you find surprisingly easy so far?
Ooh. Okay. You want to start with the struggle, or with what is easy?
Let's start with the struggle and then end
start
on
with
the
struggle.
positive.
All right. This is the best order, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What I struggle with in Portuguese is multiple things. Let's start with one thing that is like the sh that we talked about in the episode already, because it's not only hard to understand, but also for me to speak. Like, for example, if there is like a sentence with words that end all in an S, sometimes they kind of run it together and then it becomes like a Z sound, not like a harsh S. Sometimes it is. It depends on the letter of the next word. But let's say it all ends on an S. The whole sentence to me sounds like sh. And I also have to pronounce it like that, because that's just how it works.
Yeah.
So the European Portuguese, and especially like the Lisbon accent, is not the easiest. And the other thing, the grammar. Because I feel like as Dutch people and English-speaking people, we're very spoiled with easy grammar.
Yeah.
Because here they have so many tenses.
Yeah.
And it's so weird, because I don't even know what that tense means, you know what I mean? Because I don't have it in my language. So it's like, you can tell me what tense it is, but I have no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, I understand from just learning Spanish. But then also, too, they have like the male and the female, like the masculine and the feminine as well.
But that's,
But it's basically like I, you, us when it comes to the tenses. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, like the verbs.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the tenses is more like present tense, past tense, and like all that different endings. Because they have also a different version for I would and I could and stuff like that.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that far yet.
Yeah, well, I'm just, for now, I'm just focusing on present and past
Yeah.
and not on all the others, because I think it will be, for a conversation, it would help if you can just say
That's true.
that you did something yesterday is already like good, you know?
Yeah.
You don't have to do all the could and would and stuff like that immediately.
That will eventually come.
Yeah.
But I think that's good. Like the present and then the
right? It's
the
like the most
past.
basic what you need for a conversation.
Yeah.
And also what I've learned so far is that, so the past tense in Portuguese, like I did, is the same as I had done, or I have done. I don't know now, but it's like there's only one tense for that. So that's kind of easy, right?
Yeah.
It's just you can say I did or I have done.
But then what if like the present tense, like I'm doing currently? Like what if
You
you're
don't
doing?
really have that. I think you just say I do.
Okay.
But that's also really different from English, because you start with do you do something. But in Portuguese you don't have the do you. It's like you start with the
what you're currently doing.
You just ask like what you are doing, and you start with like to, or just with the verb like fazes, like what are you doing? And I feel like in English it makes it unnecessarily complicated, because now I have to translate from English, because I'm learning with that podcast is like in English. So I learn from English to
oh my gosh, that's gotta be so like
Portuguese.
No, that's so difficult for you, because it's like your main language is Dutch, and then you speak English, but it's not your main language. But then you're studying another language, but you have to reference English, which is not your original language. Yeah.
Exactly, because if it was translated from Dutch, I think it would be easier, because in Dutch we also don't have the do you blah blah blah. So that part is very similar to Portuguese. So in a way that makes it easier for me, but also not, because I translate from English. So I listen to that podcast and it's translated from English. I write it down in Portuguese and I write it down in Dutch, because that's, if I'm like out and about and I want to talk to someone, I'm coming up with Dutch, so I translate from Dutch. So I need to know it in every language. But what I find kind of surprisingly easy is that the alphabet is kind of similar
to Dutch.
Yes, because you've seen me in every episode trying to spell in English. And for some reason, I don't know, it's so weird that I can speak a language, and then when it comes to spelling, it's like a brain error. So then the woman in the podcast, it's, by the way, the podcast called Tradutex, and we will also put the link in the description for you if you want to try it. It's also free. But that woman, she spells in Portuguese. So that really helps me. She also spells in English, but I mean, mostly she does it in Portuguese. And I'm like, oh, then I can just write faster or something. It's so funny, actually, because I never thought that it would be similar, because the pronouns, the Portuguese pronouns, so different.
Yeah.
And then the alphabet is kind of similar, so that's funny.
It's the pronunciation of the alphabet is different, so that's something I need to get down as well.
Yeah, for you it's different. For me, it's kind of easy, the pronounce of the alphabet. But it's really helpful, like, to listen to like a whole episode or a whole lesson where they repeat like all the letters and you can try to pronounce. Yeah. But what about for you? Is there something that you so far found easy, or it's mostly a struggle?
It's mostly a struggle. No. Yeah, I think once I dive more into it, I think it will get easier, of course. Because to be honest, I literally just like kind of skimmed the surface of learning Portuguese at this point.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's difficult to understand people on the street.
Yeah.
Because also too, like just in normal conversation, I mean, we do this in the States, like you just cut everything. You like say like just a little bit of it, and then but if you're learning, you're like, wait, what? Huh? And it's like sometimes people say things that if it was said slower, I could understand, but some like on the bus today. Here's a story. So the bus, as I was walking to the bus stop, the bus was coming. I was like, come on, Bella, let's get there. Run. So then I have to put her in her bag.
True.
So I got on the thing and I'm putting her in, and he's trying to tell me, he's like, you need to zip her up. And I was like, he's said close or whatever. I was like, yeah, close. And then he was like, basically he wanted me to close it more or whatever. And I was like, I almost pulled out my card and be like,
oh yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep my Aries under. Okay. So I was like, yeah, close. And like, so I went down and I closed it a little bit more, and then I'm paying on the machine, and he's saying something to me in Portuguese. I have no idea what he's saying. And so I just ignored him. So
you didn't ask him to repeat or
no,
speak
because
English?
I was already annoyed.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't want to get in a fight. No. So he said something, and I was just still like just trying to pay, and then he said it again, and he was just like, and then I was like trying to replay it back in my head of like what he was trying to say to me, and he said, maybe I don't know, maybe he was saying close again, Kusi. I think he said Cusio. I don't know what he said, but I was like sitting there the whole time just trying to think, what was he trying to tell me? But I literally
repeat it. What
I think it was he saying Cusio, or maybe Cusio? I was just I don't know. But he just like gave up and was just like whatever.
It was like this woman.
Yeah, so I kind of use that to my advantage sometimes, just to be like,
right? Sometimes it helps, yeah. Especially
you can get away with some things,
right? If you didn't check in for the train, you're just like, huh? It's my first time here. I don't know. I can just start speaking Dutch, and then they think I'm like so stupid. So I'm like, whatever.
But yeah, so
oh, that's funny.
That happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I eventually will get there, but it's at a slow pace right now.
Yeah, but at least we're in the process, right?
Yes.
So, yes. And I feel like also we should motivate each other more, because we're very like, we like to do things on our own. But I think we should just kind of remind each other also, like, oh, did you already practice today? What did you learn today?
That's true. Like having an accountability partner. I think that would be really good.
Do you learn in the morning or in the evening, or just whenever?
So now I kind of have a system of what I'm doing right now. Sometimes with the Portuguese, I will do it during the day. But if I'm not able to get it done during the day, I'll do it at night.
Okay.
But I'm like I'm staying consistent where I want to do it every day. Yeah. So I don't get behind. But yeah, I prefer to learn during the day when the sun's out.
Yeah, exactly.
Same. And I feel like at night I get to a place of like, I'm better. Like at night I can do editing at night. It's fine. But like learning, I prefer to do during the day.
Same. I also follow that kind of like schedule.
Yeah, I don't know. Like when the sun's out, it like gives me energy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it also feels kind of like motivating and productive if you do it like earlier in the day, because I also feel like it kind of activates your brain. Because learning a language is kind of like they say, it's kind of like building a muscle.
It is,
but it is true. So did you also already like did your practice today, or today didn't?
Did I practice today? No, I did not. No, because I was like running around like a chicken with its head cut off today.
Yeah, you were busy
to get here. So no.
Yeah.
So that means I have to do it when I get home.
Yeah. And also, if you're watching the video, you might notice the difference in the light, because it's already like 5:45.
It's dark outside.
So that means we were very busy today, because normally we film earlier on the day, but today was a bit crazy.
Yeah. So.
All right. Okay. Next one. What's the first Portuguese word or phrase you learned that made you feel excited or proud?
I mean, I really got excited when I learned talvez.
Because it's a word that you use so often, or?
No, I just thought it was cool for some reason. I don't know. Like, talvez. Like, because maybe it seemed like, look, where somebody's looking at us now. In the window.
Yeah, of course. I could have put the blinds down because it's dark.
I know. I feel like when I say talvez, it's like, I maybe sound like I speak the language because it's like,
why?
I don't know. Like maybe. Like who, like, I don't know, when you're learning a language, it's not like that's the word you would be like saying all the time in the beginning. It's like a word you would
I get
say.
What you're saying. It's kind of like
when
a
you're
more
already
advanced word.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm curious to see when you would use it, like in daily life. It has to be that someone would ask you something. You would be like,
I think
maybe,
actually one of my Portuguese friends, she asked me something. I was like, talvez. And I was
what did she
like,
say?
I know the word. She's like, oh, look at you. I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but I was just like so excited that I was like, talvez. I don't know anything else, but talvez.
Maybe. Do you speak Portuguese? Talvez.
I would say that for me. What about for you?
I love it.
You're so much more advanced, so you probably have some really cool.
I don't know, like, yeah. Okay, let me think. Because there's a lot of words, but I think what I find really cool is when it's gonna sound so stupid. When you go to the store and they always say like bon dia, boa tarde, or whatever. And then if you paid, they say like have a good afternoon or whatever. And in the weekend they say boa fim de semana, like have a good weekend.
Yeah.
And I heard someone saying like igualmente, and that's like the same for you, kind of like
Igualmente?
Igualmente.
Igualmente. Igual.
Like equal, kind of.
Yeah. Igualmente.
Igualmente.
Okay. And what is that?
That's
equal?
like
what does that mean?
The same for you.
So
I heard
say like también or
também, like
também.
Also,
say it in Spanish.
Yeah, but then you have to say like you too. So it would be like você.
Oh, você também.
That's also a way to say it. But I really liked when I was at the store and I heard a woman say igualmente. Because it's also faster than boa fim de semana. So now I just say when someone says like have a good afternoon or have a good weekend, I say igualmente.
I'm gonna use that igualmente.
Igualmente. Yeah, it's easier also.
That is easy
because boa fim de semana is longer.
Yeah.
Right? It's 3 words for just good weekend.
Yeah.
Well, English have a good weekend. In Dutch it's fine weekend. 2 words.
I understood that.
Yeah, weekend's the same. That's what we spoke about before recording. I said to April, sometimes when I don't know the word, well, maybe I know the word, but I don't know how to pronounce it. And then I just kind of like take the Dutch word and try to pronounce it in an English way. It works a lot of the times because it's so similar, like weekend.
Yeah.
I just say weekend. Weekend. Igualmente.
Perfect.
Perfeito. So you learned another word today.
Okay. Have you ever had a hilarious or embarrassing misunderstanding because of your Portuguese? And what did it teach you?
Yeah, I think almost daily. Because for me, it really depends on who's talking and what are they saying if I get it. So it happens also a lot of times that people speak to me and I don't understand anything. And in the beginning, that made me very like demotivated and insecure. And I was like, oh, I will never learn this language, la 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 la. But now I'm like, okay, this is part of the process. It depends also on the voice, the accent, what are they talking about. So it happens, it still happens, and it will happen like later on in the journey. It's like, you know, but it can be frustrating sometimes, or when you're trying to speak and you really think you're pronouncing it right, and they're looking at you like, girl, what are you talking about?
It's so heartbreaking.
Right?
When that happens.
Yeah, because usually like you kind of like practice beforehand, right? So it's not like super on the spot. You try to kind of like prepare yourself, so then you think that you're doing it right.
Yeah.
And then they're like, but yeah, I don't know if there's like any specific situation, but I have that I can repeat that story a little bit. It's when I bought my guinea pig Teddy from woman's I went to that woman's place, and instead of 40, that's like 40, I said quattro, because I struggle with numbers in any language, even in my own language. So I kind of like confused them, like 40 and 4.
Yeah.
And it was about the price for the guinea pig. So I said to her, like, it's €4, right? Instead of 40. So she was looking at me like, and then I was aware that I said quattro. And then, so that was a bit awkward, but we got there in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
I mean, there are a lot of different situations where I'm not understanding people, and I've said this before, where I just smile and nod kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there was initially, when I first started going to the supermarket here, they ask all these questions. You know, do you want your contribute? Your NIF number.
Yeah, NIF number.
And then they're like, do you have a
card
card
from the store?
From the store.
And then cash or card.
Yeah, but before that, then I saw, because I was using my card, the continent card.
Oh, yeah.
You get these points and you get like money back. So I had accrued some money back and I didn't know. And she's like, do you want to use like the balance? And I had no idea what she was saying, because I already like had memorized like what they say, and I'm like, I know the order, so I'm like, okay, they're asking this, they're asking this, they're asking this. Okay, got it. Yes. So then when she said that, I was like, I just looked at her, that dead stare, like, and then she just switched to English. She's like, do you want to use the credit you have on the card?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yeah. So now I know, because today I went to the store to get Bella some food, and I went through the whole process, you know, your card, your NIF, and then I knew I had money on the thing. So she's like, I still don't know what they're saying, because they say it so fast that I still have no idea what they're saying. But I know that that's the time that they ask.
We should Google it. Like, do you want to use your balance or your credits?
Because like she said it so fast, and she's like, da da da, and I'm like, like I know what she's saying. I'm like, she's like, okay, perfect. Can I show you the card? I'm like, yeah, boom.
It's amazing.
Like, cha-cha. It's like, what's
I'm a local now.
I know. I have no idea what you're saying.
Love that.
But yeah, I would say that.
Yeah. Good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it works, right? To do it that way.
Yeah.
Do you also know what sorry is in Portuguese? Have you learned that already?
Sorry?
Sorry?
Oh, like to say I'm sorry?
Yeah, like...
Oh, yeah, just scoop.
Yeah, because that's my trick to...
I say that a lot.
To make them repeat what they've said, you know? I'm like, scoop. And then
I always say like como. And I always wondering like, okay, am I speaking Spanish? But they do say como here too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, como?
But more like como.
Como.
With
everything
like
is like zzz,
everything is with an oo also.
Like from your zzz, you have to do like that when you speak.
Yeah, because I also feel like when I'm like reading Portuguese out loud, I'm kind of like training my muscles here or something in my throat, because
it's very like it's very like right here.
I really have to, and also with the nasal sound, I think I'm kind of like I've grown into that now, but it's like no.
Like to say no, it's like no.
Yeah.
No.
It's really
now.
Now. What do you mean now? Agora. Yeah. Yeah, because in Dutch we also have now, but it's not.
Oh, that's how you say no?
No, we have now, like the word now.
Oh,
It's
okay.
kind of similar,
To
the
English?
pronouns, to now in Portuguese.
Oh, okay.
But the meaning of our now is well. So it's something
Huh.
completely different.
Okay.
Just like you will start your sentence with now, and then it means
Ah.
like well.
It's like in Italian, they're like, allora.
Yes.
They always like, allora.
Yes, because I remember when I was in Italy, and that was the only word that people spoke there. Allora, 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 allora.
Allora.
Like with
Allora.
every sentence, they would
Everything. It's
start
like,
with
allora.
it.
So,
Yes.
and then here I feel like it's entao.
Entao, yes,
Entao.
absolutely.
Entao.
That's also a good one to start your sentence
Yeah.
with.
Entao.
To sound Portuguese.
That's it.
Entao, entao. And now. Talvez.
Então, agora, talvez. Obrigada. Tchau, tchau.
Do you think Portuguese people expect foreigners to speak the language, or are they satisfied with English? And how does that expectation affect your learning journey?
I wouldn't say that they I feel like out of respect, of course, they would love for people to speak the language, because I can tell sometimes when you don't speak the language, they get upset.
Where is that?
For example, like the bus driver today.
Oh, yeah.
But most of the time, when I do try to speak Portuguese, they respond in English. They're like, oh, English? I'm like, yeah. So that's also, too, it kind of makes you get into your comfortable space of like, oh, I don't really have to learn as hard. But I feel like they're okay and not okay at the same time. It's like, it's a respect thing. And then it's like, well, if you're going to live here, I think any country would be like, you need to learn the language if you're going to live here. But a lot of people do speak English.
Yeah.
So that does make it very helpful here. So you could go without speaking Portuguese if you really wanted to.
I mean, you don't have to. It's all like a free choice, in the sense that Portugal, especially Lisbon, is like a really kind of easy place, I would say, to get around with English, because a lot of people, their English is like super, super good. But I think it depends a bit on the place where you go, because you also have places where there's people that don't speak English. I mean, of course they still exist. It's not like everybody learned that in school or on the way, because I think it's usually like the younger generation, their English is very good, but the older people, they don't speak a word English.
I also feel like a lot of the Brazilians that are here don't, because I noticed when I actually was in Brazil, no one spoke English in Brazil. So I think the Brazilians here don't speak the
in general
English.
Not, I think, because I also know like a Brazilian who came here and learned English here. So that was his first kind of like
introduction to English.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that also happens. But I think in general in Portugal you can get around with English. But then, I don't know, I feel like I'm really grateful to be here, like especially with everything that's going on, and like Portugal's cost of living crisis. We also made a whole episode about that. If you want to listen to it, it's episode 12. So I feel like the least I can do is making an effort to speak the language, and that might not be fluent, might not be perfect, but at least like the simple daily things, to do at least that in Portuguese makes a huge difference, like the supermarket or the cafes, just the basics. But I don't think that people really judge you. Well, some will do, but that's probably people that kind of blame the foreigners for everything that's going on, and they don't like people here, like whatever language they speak, you know?
Yeah. I feel like I personally really want to, or maybe we already have this question coming up, I don't remember, but it's coming to my mind right now. like I really want to be able to communicate with people because like my neighbors, like she's so sweet, and I remember one time she was just talking to me and I felt so guilty that I had no idea what she was saying.
Yeah.
And it's just like I want to be able, because I like to get to, like, some people I like to get to know.
Yeah, not all, but
Not all, but like some people I really want to get to know,
Yeah,
and
of
like know their
course.
story, but it's like I can't speak to them, so I'm like stuck. And I don't know, like the new coffee shop that opened up, they're Brazilian, and like I'm scared to go in there because I'm afraid that they don't speak English, and I'm like I really want to actually like talk to them, and I know that I don't really have the vocabulary to do so, so I kind of like, I'm always just walking by and I say hello, and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Bella says hello every time, but it's like I want to talk more to them, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't have the words. So I mean, they might speak English, I'm just like being scared and not knowing, but that happens a lot where I want to like have more of a conversation with someone and I can't.
Yeah, to be like conversational is really hard because I feel like sometimes you can make like a little start, but then there comes like a sentence or words that you don't know. And then, yeah.
And then sometimes you freeze up and you're like,
yeah.
And it's like your mind goes blank and you're like,
right? Yeah, but that's part of the process, and
I know.
sometimes it really helps to know beforehand what you want to say and kind of like practice that. But then you can still practice that, and then there comes a reply, and you will never know what they're gonna reply. So it's always kind of a guess of if you would understand it or not.
Like, you know what to say to them,
Yeah,
but then once they reply, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel like with some things, like for example, if I go to the vet or something, sometimes I think that I could do it in Portuguese, like the talking, but then if they talk back, will I also understand that part? So that's makes it also sometimes difficult to practice, especially in like when there's like little time, or you're kind of like when you're time pressured, it's like you have to be fast. So it's always like English, always the faster, the easier option.
Did you answer the question? What is it? What is your perception of it?
Yeah, like I said, everybody, well, almost everybody here, a lot of people speak really good English. But sometimes it makes it hard to practice, because also when, for example, if I step in an Uber or something, I always speak in Portuguese, although the person driving might not be Portuguese, but I'm always like trying, and then mostly they will talk back, and then I will have like little conversation in Portuguese, and then after a while they will ask like, where are you from, or how long have you been living here? And then I say I'm here for a little over a year, and then they switch to English because they assume that, you know, it's easier. Yeah, of course it's easier, but they are also trying to kind of comfort you, which is also really sweet. And also what I've heard from some Portuguese people is that, especially the Portuguese people that are a bit older, they are really proud that they can speak English. So they also really want to show you that they can speak it. But for me, like, English is my second language, and for them it is as well. So I don't really mind. I would rather speak Portuguese just to kind of like comfort them, you know? Because it's like, English is also not my first. So it's like
someone also told me that they like to, people want to practice their English. So they kind of like it when you speak English, because then they can practice.
Right. So for them, it's maybe the same. It's like they also want to practice, because maybe they don't get to talk English that much. So I think we're all trying to kind of work our way with the language. And like, sometimes you're kind of like in a situation, well, for me, because I'm a native Dutch speaker, and then I'm like grabbing like a Dutch word, trying to translate that to Portuguese, and then I forget the English words, or I don't know the Portuguese word, or it's like kind of this whole, I don't know, I feel like it takes a lot of brain power sometimes to kind of structure what you want to say.
It does. It takes a lot of brain power.
Yeah.
Until you get to the point where it's just natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where we go for, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay. Do you think it's possible to ever fully feel integrated into the Portuguese society without learning the language? Why or why not?
I don't know, because I don't know if I would ever feel like fully integrated if I, like in a couple of years, I still have no clue where people talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I would feel left out.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it's not like that people judge you or something. It's not like they will hate on you for not speaking it. I think it, yeah. I don't know. I find this a difficult question because I also think nowadays, especially in Lisbon and like Porto, there's a lot of foreigners. So I think that foreign community is already getting a lot bigger than what it used to be. And if you surround yourself with foreigners, it's different. But I mean, if you have like a lot of Portuguese people around you, then I think you won't feel integrated if you don't speak the language.
Yeah, I agree.
And I want to talk with like the old people that don't speak English, you know?
Yeah, like I said, I'd love to hear people's stories. So I don't feel like if you don't learn the language, you're not going to be fully integrated with the Portuguese people, because I'm sure there's so many different nuances and things that you don't know when you don't speak the language. And I just think it's interesting to learn about people and culture in general. So I feel like if you do speak the language, you would learn a lot more that you maybe don't see when you don't.
Yeah. We need to speak the language to integrate.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's... I agree also on that. All right. Last one already before we do your outro in Portuguese. Okay. Do you have any tips and advice for people that want to learn Portuguese?
Well, there's so many different like platforms that you can use to learn. Specifically, I'm using the Pimsleur app right now, but I do feel like I would do better learning like in a classroom setting. Just personally for me, I'm really good in classrooms.
Okay.
Learning, but I think it's had to be a mixture. The only thing about going to the classroom is like I don't want to leave Bella by yourself for that long during the day.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, do you have the time?
And like every day. Yeah, and then actually right now, like with this podcast, like it's literally a full-time job.
It is, guys.
It's literally a full-time job. So it's like adding in all the things that I want to do for myself, and then the podcast. It's like I don't really have the time to go to a class right now. So that's why it's easier for me to do it at home. Yeah. But I think also too, luckily we have Portuguese friends that we can practice with. So I think if you do either the apps or go to class, have a Portuguese friend, or if you're learning another language, someone local, and just like play and communicate with them. Like every time you're together, just be like, okay, tell me what this word is. Tell me what this word is. Like, how would I say this? How would I say this? And then the more you get to doing it and the more you listen to them, I think eventually. Yeah. And then also listen to music.
That's
Portuguese
also
music
one.
is really good.
Yeah. And we should really have more dinners with our Portuguese friends where we actually like speak in Portuguese, because it's always like English always the easier option because everybody understands it, and like our Portuguese friends, their English is like so good.
So good, yeah.
It's better than mine.
I know.
So it's like I'm in your country and you're speaking English better than I do.
No, I think it's all the same. You guys are all very very
for
good in English.
Yeah, okay.
Like for me to like speak another language is so difficult because I haven't really. I mean, I studied, here and there, but I never like kept up with it. So, but that has always been a goal of mine, to speak another language fluently. And I haven't achieved it yet, but I am determined to speak it fluently.
Yeah.
So you guys will see. Eventually, one day, we're going to have an episode where we just speak Portuguese.
Yeah, we can do like a special one.
With English subtitles.
Yeah, for our Portuguese listeners.
Yeah.
Because I see you.
Yes.
We know you're there, so that would be amazing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you wanted to add?
About the tips and advice. Yeah, I would say like start with listening. Like first thing. Because I kind of made the, well, not really mistake, but because Portuguese, like the pronounce, is so different than like other languages that I've learned so far. So when you see something like written down and you try to pronounce it, you will fail if you don't have knowledge about the pronunciation.
Yeah.
Because I really love to read, but then if you don't know how it's pronounced, it won't really help you. Especially with Portuguese, with all the nasal sounds and everything, and with the sh that we spoke about. So it's really important to listen. So I really recommend, like you said, listening to music. You can also watch series, maybe. Go to YouTube for free online
or watch
lessons.
Like kid videos
in
Portuguese, because I actually have the channels where I actually turned it on one time, like the cartoons with the kids, and because they speak a little slower, not all the time, but I was just like, okay.
Yeah, that also really helps.
Yeah,
because it's easier, so we can practice.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you really want to go more into depth and also learn more about the grammar and everything, I can really recommend that podcast, Tradutex. I will put a link here. Because she has like a different episode every week, and it's always about a different topic. So it could be like verbs, could be like kind of daily use language. So it really helps you to also get to know like kind of the accents and like the Portuguese way to say things,
like casual way of
speaking. Exactly. So that's really helpful. And also I think it's really important to find a way that you actually enjoy it. Because if you have a busy schedule, I mean, everybody has, I feel, it can be hard to make the time and to stay motivated, and especially when you're like tired. So I think you should really study on like find the right time for you, like during the day or during the evening, whatever works best for you, and make it fun. So if you like to listen to podcasts, go listen to a podcast, and if you like to read, go read. And the best thing, of course, is to do everything, so you kind of like advance in every. I feel like for me the speaking part is still like I should really speak more, but I'm so shy.
We're all shy.
Yeah. An introvert speaking a third language is not easy. Completely new language also. But yeah, we're trying our best. So I think that's it for the tips. Do you have anything more?
I don't believe I do.
No.
Well, there you go, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode. And obrigada por asistir. Até próximo episodios. Ciao, ciao.
Cute. Ciao, guys.
Ciao, ciao.
Obrigada. Thanks for spending this time with us.
And for listening to our stories, our laughs, and a few of our growing pains.
If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who needs a little Lisbon love in their life.
And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. It helps more hearts find our little corner of the world. From all of us,
from Lisbon with love.
some bonus footage.
Obrigada.
Enjoy.
Ok, obrigada por assistir. Ok, obrigada por assistir. Até próxima episódio.
Perfect. Mine is a bit longer, so... Okay, let me try one.
Obrigada por assistir. Até próximo episódio.
I want to do it in one shot. That would be so cool.
These are going to be the bloopers.
Practicing.
But you have a lot to do.
Yeah, I
the
know.
intro.
Intro's on me.
But you've been studying more than I have been.
That's true. But it's just, I feel like if it is like more than one sentence.
Yeah, it's because you kind of have to memorize at this, like a little bit. You're kind of memorizing.
Yeah, but I mean, I could say this without like looking, but I wanted for like the episode to be like faster, you know, and not
just do it a couple times. Maybe do
so
it like
slow.
2 or 3 times until you like one, and then we'll continue.
just gonna do it in one go.
Okay, well there you go. You got it.
I got it.
You got it. You're ready. Let's do it.
I got it. Okay. Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
A nossa.
A nossa.
Okay.